Hi everyone, and welcome to DMD Help. Today's video is following on from last time's video of my experiences about dissociative motor disorder. Now, I left off last time as being admitted into my local hospital, having had an MRI scan, chest x-ray and a CT scan, and they all came back clear. I was discharged from the hospital on the proviso that I would get an urgent neurology appointment as an outpatient. Their definition of urgent wouldn't be the same as mine, to be honest. At first we didn't get a letter saying when the appointment would be. We had to keep on chasing that up, and to be honest, the receptionist was very rude, who we spoke to. My mum chased it up for me as well. Anyway, eventually we got, funny enough, after we complained, we got 2 letters dated the same day, go figure, that I would have an urgent neurology appointment on the 16th of December 2013 with one of Dr. Barnes's team that I spoke to. So I get the appointment, and the neurologist there was very nice. He explained my MRI scan in detail. He showed it to me and went through everything that they were looking for. They ruled out any sort of neurological problem, as in MS and stuff like that. So there was nothing physically wrong, so to speak. And then he diagnosed me with dissociative motor disorder. Now, it is called various other things, functional weakness, and various different other names, but that's sort of the umbrella, that's what it's called. At first, I'd never heard of this before. You know, I was quite scared, to be honest, having been a really healthy person before, and having no problems. He gave me a website to look on, which I'll link below. It's called neurosymptoms.org, and this explains all my symptoms that I was having and still having to this day, and just try to understand it more. Now, he said if I look on the website and sort of pick out the symptoms that I was having and read them, I'd be able to understand them, and then once I'd accepted it, then my headache should disappear. Now, that was on the 16th of December, we're now in March 2014, and I've still got the headaches, still having the dizziness, and it has got progressively worse, and just go on from there, really. That day I was diagnosed, I came home, bit shocked, obviously, to find out. Not a lot of doctors in A&E knew about this at all. As everything was clear, they said that I was fine to go home. But as I said, the day I got diagnosed, I came home and I started to have sort of a hyperventilation, like a panic attack. This was, again, to do with my nervous system. I couldn't control it. I wasn't panicking when they were happening. They'd last for about an hour, which my breath would be really short. Again, not panicking about it, but because I wasn't getting enough oxygen, I fainted again. But this time I started having sort of, well, what they call non-epileptic seizures. So they look like an epileptic fit, but it's not, because there's nothing actually damaging. I'm still getting enough oxygen, even more maybe. So again, paramedics were called. Once we'd got the diagnosis, obviously my mum and dad explained what was happening, and the paramedics didn't know what to do. They'd never heard of it before, but every time they see me, they want to give me diazepam. Now, diazepam is muscle relaxant, and it's used for epileptic fits and epileptic seizures to calm them down. They tried this with me, and the seizures weren't stopping, and they weren't calming down at all. So again, I was back to the hospital, but then again did all my observations. They come back clear. They always come back clear. And because I was stable, again, I was sent home. Now for me, going to the hospital and being told the same thing every time, that was obviously quite annoying. And I was just told to sort of ride it out at home. There's nothing wrong, specifically, and just wait for sort of answers from the neurologist. So this had gone on for a few weeks, still having the hyperventilation, and then passing out and jerking. When I'm out, I don't remember anything. Sometimes I can hear people talking to me, but it's very short and it's in slow motion. I know it sounds really difficult to explain, but I'd hear my name, but it'd be very slow motion, and then that was it. I wouldn't hear anything else. This went on for a few weeks, until Christmas Eve. I'll never forget that date. Christmas Eve 2013. Again, I had the hyperventilation. Again, not panicking, just trying to sort of think about something else and trying to calm myself. But again, I passed out, and had the jerking seizures again. So obviously a paramedic was called again, and they took me in. I was actually admitted early hours of Christmas Eve, and later that day, sort of Christmas Eve, I saw a different neurologist, Dr. Coburg, on the ward, and he just wanted to sort of know what had been going on, and stuff like that, and he advised me to do motor imagery. So basically I look at a mirror, because I'd have the weakness in my right arm, look in the mirror, and move my good arm, and that would trigger in the brain that if I can move that arm by looking opposite, it means that I could move my weak arm as well. That didn't work, to be very honest. I did try it a few times. I was up for trying anything really, but that didn't work. He also wanted me to go to St George's Hospital in Tooting for cognitive behavioural therapy and intense physiotherapy for my right arm. So then I was discharged later on Christmas Eve from St Peter's Hospital. Again, not really having a full blown answer. I just had to wait until I got an appointment, and then be admitted into St George's so I can get on with the cognitive therapy and the intense physiotherapy for my arm. Obviously not getting solid answers, it's still very worrying. I mean, for me, when I'm out, it's my parents that had to deal with it, and trying to make me safe, because they were quite violent seizures. There was no point putting me in the recovery position because I wouldn't stay in it. And every time the paramedics came, they just wanted to give me diazepam, which really didn't work. And then after speaking with a neurologist, diazepam is really the wrong thing to do for this disorder. It doesn't hurt me, but it just doesn't do anything. So there's no point really. So that was my second time being admitted into the hospital. At this time, obviously getting very fed up, especially at Christmas time. That's the last place I want to be. But luckily I was able to spend Christmas with my family at home, which was the best thing. And then that went on, and just to wait until I got my appointment to be admitted into St George's Hospital. So again, I'll leave it there for this video. If you did watch the video, and if you did like it, please hit the like button and subscribe. That would mean the world to me, to keep with more information about this disorder, and hopefully I'll speak to you soon. Take care.